Welcome to
Feed to
Marriage.
Marriage. Hi.
Hi. In today's video, we will take a closer look at the five love languages. So, what are the five love languages, and can we find them in the Bible? Does the Bible support this? This is what we will discuss in this video. We are Philip and
Julia,
we are a young Christian couple from Germany, and
South Korea.
we do honest conversations about marriage and life. Right now, we are in the Philippines on Siargao, which is a small island famous for surfing. And what is the name of this place?
Bravo.
It's just a really nice coffee, and they have the best cheesecake ever. Okay, so what are the five love languages? We have words of affirmation,
Quality time,
receiving gifts,
acts of service.
and physical touch. Okay, so words of affirmation. What do you think? What do we mean by words of affirmation? It is basically expressing love through verbal encouragement, right? So praise, kindness, anything else that comes to your mind?
Like thoughtful words, and then not being selfish.
Okay, yeah, nice. Then quality time, right? Gary defines it as undivided attention. So to give the other person your undivided attention, and to share experiences with each other. Receiving gifts. I don't really think we need to explain this, right? Receiving gifts?
Yeah, but you have to give the gifts that the other person really likes, not about you like. It's being thoughtful and then being being thoughtful, and then you buy the gift that the other person or
Oh,
meaningful gift. Yeah,
that's very good. That's important.
because some people just buy the gift that they like, and then that's not okay.
That's true. And how about acts of service?
Acts of service is just doing things that helping your partner.
Right.
When for example, I help you cleaning the home, right?
Yes.
Washing the dishes, cooking. These are acts of service.
Exactly. And the last one, physical touch. Just you feel loved when you have physical touch with a different person. And physical touch can be many different things. So hugging, holding hands, cuddling, kissing. Anything else that comes to your mind?
I have no idea.
Just being physical close to each other.
Not
Yeah,
my love
her
language.
physical touch love language is pretty low. So mine is very high. So this is definitely
Well, you
a
see, I'm
major
doing
difference.
this to you.
Yeah, that's very sweet.
So I'm even trying.
That's true. Oh, thank you, baby. That's
I've been
very
doing
sweet.
this for a long time.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. Okay, so let's check for words of affirmation. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. ESV translation says, "Let no corruption talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I mentioned no selfish talk.
Right.
You just talk and being selfish. You think that's honest and open talk, but it's not thoughtful, then
Right.
sorry, that's not words of affirmation. Or you just don't know how to build the other person up. Yeah.
Yeah, and to encourage each other, right? Like this is so important. Constructive criticism is of course is good, right? But it should build the other person up,
Yeah,
right?
not-
If it's the same like with your boss or at your work, when the first thing that you hear is just like, you did this bad, this and this and this and this, right? Then
Yeah.
you already lose your motivation,
Yeah.
right? So I think you should always start with the positive things first.
Yeah.
And
then acknowledge how much the other person's already have worked on.
and try it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
be gentle,
Yeah.
right? Explaining it in
Yeah.
a gentle way. Yeah.
Acknowledge their work first.
Exactly. Yeah. That's something I need to improve to explain it in a more gentle way. Yeah. Next one, quality time. All right. So we have Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42, where Jesus values Mary's presence over
Martha's work.
Martha's work. Exactly, right? So the story is that Jesus came to a village, and then Martha welcomed him. And Martha had a sister called Mary. And Mary sat at Jesus' feet and listened very carefully to his teaching. And Martha was quite distracted, serving, I think doing housework as well. No, it was
Yeah,
serving,
like
right? Mainly serving, hosting
hosting
everything. She was
everyone,
so
cooking
occupied.
maybe. Yeah.
She did not even have time
Yeah.
to actually spend time with Jesus,
Yeah.
right? Um, and then Jesus answers her because she gets a bit unhappy, right? A bit grumpy about the
Yeah.
situation.
Like,
And then Jesus says, Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her. And I mean, this just shows that we need to spend time, right, with our loved ones.
yeah, but you have to have your full attention to that person. You
Right.
can't just do other thing and being present physically.
Very true.
That's also very painful
Right.
to be with.
That's why, right, Gary, the author of the Five Love Languages, calls it undivided attention, right? But this just shows that how important it is to spend time with Jesus, with your spouse, to really form those bonds, right,
Yeah.
and have those experiences, which then also functions as a memory bank, right? If you have all
Yeah.
those experience, and then if something, maybe if you experience a difficult period in your life, then you can remember the good times.
Like today, we catch the waves together, and this will last in
Always,
our memories
yes.
and our heart. Always, we'll think about our
Very true.
first achievement together in surfing. So, big level up.
Very
Yes.
good, baby. Very good. Okay, next one. Receiving gifts. Matthew chapter 2, verse 11, right? So when the wise man came to Jesus and gave him the gifts, right? So they when they went into the house, right, and they saw the child with Mary, his mother, then they fell down, they worshipped him, right? And
When
then
Jesus
they
was born, right?
yes, when Jesus
Okay.
was born, and then they opened their treasures, they offered him gifts. Why? Because they wanted to honor him, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to show how important he is.
And those gifts I remember was very important.
Yeah, very
Those, yeah,
expensive.
very
Gold,
expensive.
yeah,
Yeah,
myrrh,
yeah,
very expensive gifts. Yes.
yeah,
So from this we can see that gifts, they can show that you are important, right, to the other person, or that
yes,
the other
yes,
person is important to you, and
yes,
that
yes.
you want to give this person just something special. It
Yes.
doesn't always have to be expensive, but
Yes.
it can definitely express your love for this person.
Yes, but you have to be very thoughtful on this. Like you just sometimes I saw a lot of times like people just buy whatever gift they like and then assume that this person will like it too. But you really have to be very thoughtful on this. Maybe the other person cannot relate it to the gift
Right.
that you like. So
Wow.
this is something this is when you see when people give a gift, then you know how much that person think about you.
Yes, yes, yes. Very, very good. And I think in China, sometimes the problem is that it's only about the gift. Right?
Oh really?
The other person is like is expecting so many gifts, especially when you're rich. right? And it's like, oh, if you don't buy me a car or a house, then I don't even want to date with you, or then
Yeah,
I will
I
not
think
marry you. Or I think
relationship.
it can get very materialistic, and I
Yeah.
mean that's something we have to be very
Yeah,
careful
and a
about.
relationship shouldn't be based on gifts. I think that's one of the love language, but it's not like rooted in gifts.
Right.
Yeah, so that
Yeah, I
we have
agree.
to be very careful too. Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, great. Next one is acts of service, and this is one of my favorite Bible verses from John chapter 13, verse 14 to 15, where Jesus says, and this is again the ESV translation: "If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you also should do as I have done to you." Right? So we can clearly see that acts of service is very important, and we should serve each other. And
Yeah.
actually, back at this time, it was unimaginable that Jesus, your Lord, would wash your feet, right? Because the master would never do this for his servants, right? So everyone was really shocked, right? But that does not mean that Jesus meant to suggest they were equal, right? He and the disciples. He actually says in John chapter 13, verse 13, that he is the Lord, right? So he just completely overturned the idea of what godly leadership looks like. And I think in a lot of companies, or like, it's really difficult to find a good boss, because I think leading is a lot about serving, you know.
No,
That's very
serving.
important,
Yes, yes, serving.
right? It's not about just
Yeah.
demanding. It's about serving and actually taking care of your employees and of your others.
Yeah.
So let's follow Jesus' example and make sure we serve each other in our relationships. That's so important. And the last one is physical touch. Yeah. And there is one book in the Bible which is called the Book of Song of Solomon. And it's a love poem, right? It's so romantic, it's so beautiful. And I think a lot of people, when they start reading the Bible, they would never imagine that something like this in the Bible,
对。
right? Like real love poetry, very beautiful. For example, chapter 1, verse 2, ESV translation: "Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for your love is better than wine." So you can see, we can kiss more.
My goodness.
Yes. So a lot of scholars say that this book actually symbolizes the relationship between Christ and his church, or between God and the Israelites. But I think we can also, just take it literal, showing the beautiful relationship between husband and wife, right? And how romantic it can be, how beautiful it can be, how intimate it can be, because intimacy is important in any relationship. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. So we can clearly see that all the five love languages are in the Bible, right?
Yes, yes.
And to be very honest, the only book you really need to read is the Bible, right? For anything, yeah, whether it's for work, for health, for your relationship, for your marriage, this is the most important book, right? So we will discuss many books in this channel, but this is definitely the most important book you can ever read. So we'll encourage you to start reading every day a little bit. So yeah, hopefully this helped you to get to know the five love languages better. right? And how it also relates, how the Bible supports it. And now we are ready to, yeah, really discuss the five love languages in detail. So if you like this video and if you want to learn about the different five love languages, then yeah, it would be great if you subscribe this channel so that you can hike towards healthier marriages
Together.
together.